Hi guys, welcome back to In Case of Econ Struggles and welcome to another Sunday Stata tip. Today we're going to learn how to build a chart in Excel using data from Stata. This is really useful not only for some data diagnostics that we're going to run, but also for some analyses later. Timestamps are below if you would like to jump around, but let's go ahead and get right into it. This is the chart that we're going to be making today. We're going to be making the chart or a time series of the cumulative cases by mask level or highest mask level. You can see what we've got on this chart is a very clear chart area with different colored lines so we can easily tell which is which. I've made the axes labels pretty big so that we can read them easily. It's clear that this is time. This is what we're measuring on the y-axis here, and we've got some notes and sources about the data. Everything here is geared towards I should be able to pick up this chart with no explanation from the person who made this chart, and I should be able to know exactly what's happening in this chart. Let's go ahead and get right into Stata. So here is the Stata code for making this example Excel chart. I've got my directory settings. I'm going to read in my data, so let's go ahead and do that. So I read in the data. Now I'm going to collapse it. I'm going to collapse cases and deaths by date. So that's just going to take the average of these two variables by each day and the highest mask level variable, which we created earlier. Although we are only talking about cases right now, this will just make it easy to make a chart about cumulative deaths later if we want it. So let's go ahead and run that collapse command. And now if we look into this data, we can see that we've got date, we've got the highest mask level, cases, and deaths. But this is not really how I want my data to be structured. It's going to be easier when I pull it into Excel if I have date and then like mask level 0, mask level 1, mask level 2, mask level 3, mask level 4, with cases going down and deaths also going down. So let's go ahead and do that. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this reshape wide command, and I'm going to reshape the variables cases and deaths, or cumulative cases and deaths. How to identify each observation in the current data set? Well, if I know the date and the highest mask level, I know which observation you're talking about. So those are my I and my J variables. I'll go ahead and do that. And if we go back into the browse command, you can see we've got exactly what we want, where we've got deaths and cases and deaths all the way across the top here in different columns. So now I'm going to export this here into my Excel file, which I've just called COVID cases by mask level. Notice that I've still got this sheet open, so I'm going to close that so I can re-export it. If you don't close it, it's going to give you an error. When I export it, I'm going to say, well, replace the sheet name raw. Don't replace the whole file because I've got charts in there and I don't want to replace the entire file and have to remake those charts every time. So let's go ahead and export. I'll go ahead and reopen that file. And you can see that because we use the sheet replace option, we still have this finished chart and our raw data looks lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these columns. I only want the cases for now. And then I'm going to go up top, I'm going to hit insert, and I'm going to hit this 2D line, and I'm going to make this 2D line chart here. Notice that we've got this nice little chart in the window, but I want it in its own sheet. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to say move chart. I'm going to call this cases cumulative, just so that I have a sheet name. And now you can see this chart looks nothing like this chart. So let's start working on it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and notice that everything is in this gray color and it's also in Calibri font. So I want to go through and sort of say, well, this is Calibri, want it to be times and 12. The other thing to notice is that this color is not actually black. If you go in here to the colors, you can see it's this off gray. I want to make it black. It just looks a little nicer. So we'll go through and do that for the title as well. You can also just click this button once you've selected that. All right, these lines, super not useful. I don't like them. I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to select the chart area, which is sort of this blank spot right here. I'm going to double click and it's going to open my plot area format on the right. I'm going to say border. I want a solid line and I would like it to be black. The other thing that I would like to do is I would like to pull this up a little bit because this legend is sort of lacking in terms of how big it is. So let's go ahead, let's do the font times 12 point. Make it black. We'll come back and reshape this later. I'm just going to pull it down so we can see all the options. Now this border right here is not quite black. It's kind of this light gray. So I'll click that. I don't want it to be gray. I want it to be black. Okay, we are well on our way. Now you notice first of all that we need to give this thing a title. So let's just give it the same title we did here. I could type it, but I'm just going to copy and paste because I'm feeling a little lazy. I'm going to go into chart title. Control V, hit enter, and notice that now this title is really infringing upon this chart area, so I'm just going to pull this chart area down. Now we'll go over to the y-axis here. This y-axis doesn't currently have a title. Notice here we do have a title, so let's go ahead and give it a title. I'm just going to click anywhere in this chart. I'm going to click the plus button, and I'm going to say axis title, and I want a primary vertical, which is the y-axis. Pull this guy down so we can see the axis title. Again, this is definitely not Times New Roman, it's definitely not 12-point font, and it's definitely not black. So So this is just going to be cumulative cases in thousands. And then if I want to make it bold, I can click Control A and then this bold button, or Control B. Now I've said cumulative cases in thousands, but this is definitely not in thousands. So let's double click in this vertical axis. You can see again, the properties are going to pop up on the right. I've already selected this bar option, and you can see we've got a lot of options coming down the side. If you can't see any of these options, just hit this little arrow next to a particular category and it will drop down. Notice I have display units. It currently says none. I want that to be in thousands. I don't really need this thousands here because I've already set it in my title, so I'm just going to take that out. And now we can move this back a little bit because we've got some extra. Now I want to add tick marks to this, so I'll go again back to these options. I'll go to tick marks. I want the major type to be outside. And now we have these nice little tick marks here. Coming down, we will go down to the x-axis. The x-axis is going to be something where we have month. This is really not super terrible, except for the fact that it's kind of clunky, and if we had days, it would take a lot of room. I'm going to go down to this format code, and I'm just going to take out the D here and say M/YY. That'll give me 1/2022 all the way through. It's a little different than what we have here. If I want to create this exactly, I'll go back to this option. I'll type number, and I'll type M-M-M-YYY, click add, and now we have the months. The only issue with that is that they're kind of like skewed. I will type 0, or you can change this text direction to horizontal, and now it just looks a little cleaner. Notice December didn't quite make it on here, but that's okay. We know that this is December right about here. Now, the only thing left to do is to change this legend. First of all, I definitely want a border, so I'm going to click this paintbrush. I'm going to go border, solid line. I'd like to make sure that's black. Now I want to change the name of this because these cumulative cases 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are not super useful to me. So I'm going to click select data. And I'm just going to click on each series, and I'm going to click edit. Series name, I want this to be level 0. Cases 1, I want this to be level 1. You could rename these in Stata if you want, but I think it's just easier to do it in Excel because you have a lot more flexibility in what the names can be. So I'll just go through and finish this up by saying level 4. And now you can see we have a legend that's sort of too big, so I can make it a little smaller and put it right about in the middle. The only thing we don't have right now is we don't have that box about the notes and sources. So how are we going to get that box in there? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click somewhere in the chart area, not this chart area, just like the broader page. I'm going to click insert, and I'm going to click text box. I'm going to make a quick text box about yay big. And I'm just going to say notes. I'm going to hit Control A. I'm going to make sure this is times. I like 10-point font. The notes can be a little smaller. And I'm going to go in here. If I didn't have this written, I would type it out, but I do. So I'm going to go in here, and I am going to Control Paste. I'll make this a little bigger to make sure the source can come through, and you can see that we have exactly what we had before. I'll just Control A it. I will see that the font is not quite right. I'll change that back to Times New Roman and 10, and I will put this down so I can just barely see it in the corner. I want the maximum area for my chart. I'll take this legend down. I'll take this chart area down so it can fill as much of the page as possible. I will Control Zoom just to zoom out a little bit, and you can see we're almost there except for this fine bar here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this bar. I don't want a line, no line please, and the line goes away. So hopefully this gives you a better idea of how to make a basic line chart in Excel. We'll cover other charts in future videos, but if this was helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time for another case of Econ Struggles.